Massive machines built to conquer. But when they fail, disaster is seconds away. A towering crane losing balance, a dump truck sinking into the ground, or an excavator fighting for control. One wrong move, and it's complete chaos. Get ready for shocking moments as heavy machinery and trucks push the limits, and sometimes lose the battle. Let's dive in. Everything seems fine until the sandy rock starts to crack. A second later, disaster. All seems under control until something shifts. A slight imbalance, then chaos. The towering crane sways, struggles, then snaps. Everything hangs in the balance until it doesn't. A sudden slip, a terrifying moment. Then disaster strikes. The massive excavator jerks, loses control, and in seconds, crash! Carefully, slowly, the excavator moves on to the truck. Then something goes wrong. A slight shift, a loss of balance, and within seconds, boom! Massive crane tips, crashes down, and the entire plan falls apart. The tension builds, but something isn't right. A moment of hesitation, then chaos. The truck struggles, then suddenly slips back. The weight takes over, and in crash. The blocks begin to shift. Then trouble starts. A slight imbalance, a sudden tilt, and in an instant, the truck goes over. Blocks crash down, metal slams hard, plans ruined in seconds. The path is rough, the climb is steep, then trouble begins. The concrete truck struggles, wobbles, then loses control. The truck moves up the steep path, but something feels off. A sudden shift. The crane leans too far, and then it's gone. Everything seems fine until the weight shifts. The truck wobbles, tilts, and then disaster strikes. The concrete pours out smoothly, but then something goes wrong. The truck shifts, tilts to one side, and before anyone can react, it tips over. A simple unload turns into a costly disaster. The sky crane carries its heavy load with precision until disaster strikes. A sudden shift, the weight swings uncontrollably, and in seconds, the load breaks free. It plummets toward the ground, crashing with immense force. Everything is going as expected until the unthinkable happens. The truck's hydraulic system suddenly gives out, pressure builds, and then, boom! The massive bed slams down, crushing the driver's cabin in an instant. The massive crane stands tall until something goes terribly wrong. A sudden jerk, the structure sways, and in seconds, it gives way. The heavy excavator moves across the wooden bridge. But then, disaster strikes. A slight shift, then the truck tips over. In seconds, a normal job turns into a disaster. Everything seems steady until the balance shifts. The massive crane tilts, sways dangerously, and then it crashes down. Steel slams into the ground, leaving nothing but destruction behind. The mobile crane is in action until something goes wrong. A sudden jolt, a loss of control, and in seconds, it fails. The massive machine stalls, tilts, or even collapses, turning work into disaster. The truck takes a turn, but something isn't right. A sudden tilt, the balance is lost, and in seconds, it tips over. A slight wobble, then sudden disaster. The truck sways, struggles to hold steady, but it's too late. The truck moves forward, almost across. Then, disaster. A loud crack. The bridge gives way, and in an instant, it collapses. The gantry crane lifts the containers. Then something goes wrong. A sudden jolt, a loss of grip, and in seconds, the containers plunge down. A routine lift turns into a wreck. The excavator stands tall until the sandy rock gives way. A sudden shift, no time to react, and then it crashes down. Smoke appears, then fire erupts. In seconds, flames spread across the excavator, turning steel into an inferno. The truck tries to pull, but the weight is too much. A sudden shift. The concrete truck tilts, and then it tips over. A simple tow turns into a massive failure. Machines are powerful, but when things go wrong, there's no second chance. From crushing weight to sudden failures, every mistake comes at a cost. Want to see more shocking failures? Stay tuned for the next disaster.